Howdy, I'm back again. Today's little project, which is something that's been around for years, is my old, well, it's not mine, it's one of my old FT-897s. Don't know that. I had a stack of these radios because the LCDs display on them, and about 10 years ago I came up with a little design of an LCD which was nearly a drop-in replacement. Physically it was a little bit wider, so you had to cut a bit of plastic out, but I made a little printed circuit board that converted the 5-volt parallel signaling into the SPI for the new replacement LCD. And that was tricky because you see, when they designed this one, I guess memory was at a premium in those days because these radios are that old now. They actually used the RAM in the LCD to keep track of what was on the screen. So when things like the S meter updated, they would actually read the RAM out, modify it, and then write it back. And most people that are doing the conversions now, because a lot of people jumped up and started knocking this off when I started making it, they use 3.3 volt logic, and unfortunately that only works one way. So it reads the 5 volts in with level shifting, but it doesn't read anything back to the radio. And as a result, that a lot of the knockoffs that have come since then, they don't actually display all of the screens properly, and it's a bit sad. I stopped making them because people were claiming that they weren't being delivered and stuff like that. Anyway, I really love this radio, and I've got these displays, so from time to time I come across these guys cheap because they're not working. This one in particular was really bad. I suspect somebody connected it up to 24 volts because the input voltage protection was blown, a stack of the regulators were blown, the HF, well, all of the finals were blown. Somebody had started to fix it and try, and as a result, they, if I can get a good enough close-up, the VHF UHF PA here had that screw broken off. And that was where I gave up. I got another transistor, albeit a dodgy one because one of the legs is broken off on that as well. I might get a better one and do this properly. And I've never really gotten back to revisit. Now, I started drilling this and I thought you guys might be interested to see how I go with this. I haven't had a lot of success because it's an M3 screw and I've been having real difficulty getting a one of those screw out, ease out, whatever you call them, for getting broken screws out. So my plan right now is I'm going to try one more time with the drill to drill it a bit more. If that doesn't work, I'm going to drill it out completely, and then I'm going to use a self-tapping metal screw into the aluminium, like half the other screws on here are, rather than a M3 threaded screw. So that's the plan right now moving forward. So I'll get my face off, and I'll get the camera down onto the radio, and you can have some fun watching me bodge this up or actually get it to work. Now, the biggest thing is getting bits of metal in and out of this radio. I have been using a magnet in a bag to get the iron filings. You can probably already see the iron filings there that I've been collecting as I've been drilling. So I'll try and get most of those out, and then we'll also blow it out with the compressor. But it's quite a long M3 screw and then it goes through onto a metal plate, so I'm hoping I can get through it. There we go. So that's a 1.5mm drill bit and a stack more iron filings that you can see that we just pulled out from there. I don't know if that'll focus. Don't know if this camera actually... I'm playing with the new Sony, so see how that goes. Also got to check that I've got this thing on movie mode, not on slow motion mode, because that would really suck watching this whole lot in slow-mo. That's got a lot of that out. Had some tweezers here earlier. Let's see if I can fiddle a bit more of that out. That screw in there is actually quite magnetic on its own, and it's fighting this magnet quite well. Yeah, so I think that's got a lot of that out there. Now, what I'm going to do is, that was a 1.5mm hole. Now I'm going to go in with a 1.5mm Allen key, because this is 1.5mm across the flat, so hopefully the corners, are going to jam into that nicely. would have turned it into a grub screw, but no, I'm going to break that Allen key if I try turning, and that's going to be a real nightmare. And I'm probably, oh, there we go. That's not going to work. Not sure what else we can do. It's not like I can heat that up with a blowtorch or anything. Let's see if you can. I'm sorry if it doesn't focus. I don't know if you can see that hole. It's actually turned into a little hex hole from the Allen driver, but I would have thought the bashing would have loosened it. So don't think there's much I can do with that. That's probably why it broke off. It's probably galled in there. It might have had water and moisture in it at some stage. Not sure. So I'm going to now go in with the 2mm, which is, well, I've got 2.5. I can probably go and still tap the thread out, which we might do last of all. So I'll go in with this one next and see where that takes us. Put the magnet there to collect the filings. I really don't want to get filings into this radio. The HF side of things works really good. I'm happy with that. So put the magnet there. You can see me. The other thing you really don't want to do is go through and into the circuit board on the other side. The beauty of these old radios is that they weren't multi-layer. They were only double-sided. So you've got some hope of fixing it if you were to bugger it up. So that's 2mm. I'll try going in with a... Now, I guess the problem with going in with the Allen key like this is it does splay it out a bit. And that might make it harder to... Yeah, it probably jams it into the thread. So I'm going to give up on that and go in with the 2.5 and then probably just run a 3mm tap through it. So an M3 tap, 2.5 next. Now these are actually good drill bits I found. They're a mob called Inox, but they do normal ones and they do, I think they're HR55. They're really hard. They're great for stainless steel and a whole lot of things. I've been really happy with these drill bits. Yeah. Now you might wonder why I'm going in on an angle. It's because part of the screw is still sticking out and it's causing it to not trap properly. If it goes off the side, it'll go into the aluminium and that'll just be so much softer than the steel and it just will go completely stupid after that. Yeah, I think we're going to have to tap it out, I think. Oh. That actually moved. Okay. Now for these kind of things, I actually used an old pair of side cutters because they get a bit better contact pressure down there. Yeah, we've actually got some motion happening here. Nah. What's... Yep, it came out and does that focus? Can you see that? Let me see if I can play with that. I'm still getting used to this camera, so I apologise, but that's what's left of the screw. So that's pretty cool. I got that guy out. Very cool. Now, make sure we get all the filings from that. And let's resolve the last bit of this. Don't have any compressed air, so yeah, got to get the compressor running. So stand by for a sec while I fire up the compressor, get some air in here, and let's clean it out. Yeah, so as you can see, I've now got that screw out. I'm going to play with this a bit and see if you can see that. So it's not completely bad. I think I can actually tap a new M3 thread in there and it should hold that transistor down good enough. All in all, I'm quite happy with how that turned out, considering it's been sitting in the cupboard for 10 years wanting to do it. Actually, it's probably more like 8, but that's really awesome. Give that a clean, and we should be able to put those transistors back in and get this thing working on UHF again. Now I'm just looking. Looks like I've probably got a couple of standoffs missing in here. I'm not sure what's happened to that. Yeah, where those two screws go, there's some standoffs missing that fit this, so I'll have to... I know where all this stuff is. It's in my old study. I'm going to have a look if there's a bag of bits there. The other interesting thing with this radio is this whole volume in here is empty space. It was designed for either a mains power supply, which would be pretty cool. They're pretty expensive and rare now, or a battery. Now I made a few of these with batteries and they worked really well. You can fit a whole stack of 3S lipos in there, and there's a plug on the back on these guys, which is actually marked charger, and you can charge that through there with just a hobby lipo charger, a good quality fast charger, and that is really awesome for portable operations. But the other thing that I was working on, and I think I made the boards but I've never actually completed it, was a 100-watt antenna tuner and a battery. So half battery, because the thing's designed to have 2 batteries. You charge one while you're using the other one. I wanted one LiPo battery which had heaps more capacity than the original NiCad, and the other half was the 100-watt ATU. You can probably hear me a bit better now, sorry about that. So the other half was a 100-watt ATU, which would have made this a really awesome portable rig, albeit not QRP. But yeah, a lot of potential with these radios. I do like them. They were a great design. I think Yaesu did a lot with these. Just with the 817, which is also really awesome. You can buy, they don't make the original final transistors for those anymore, but you can get some replacements which are a good 10 watts, which are what they use in the 818. And I've been really happy with those as well, the few I've been repairing. So just stand by while I clear this out. Give me a bit more pressure. There we go. I think that should have gotten any crud out of there now. I'm really happy with that. That's working out. Let's turn this guy off so it doesn't make any more racket. And I guess the next thing I will do is I will show you fitting the new finals, which is really just a solder job. I don't know if you really want to watch another solder job, but that's going to be the next project. So hey, thanks for watching. I hope you liked that. I didn't stuff it up, so the people that were waiting for that, sorry about that. Yeah, if you like more of these videos, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everybody.